808 Coti, New Hanover County 911. What's the address of your emergency? 700 Shipyard Boulevard. We've been robbed. We've been beaten. It's the Family Dollar. I'm bleeding. Bleeding.
All right. Tell me.
Robbed and beaten, please.
Listen to me. How many subjects were they?
One. They had my
male or female?
They have her card.
Listen to me. Was it a male or female?
What you just heard was a recording of a 911 call. Similar ones just like it occur all over the country, many times a day. In situations like these, the 911 dispatchers must know exactly which questions to ask in order to collect as much relevant information as quickly as possible. The tool which helps them to do this, and the subject of this video, is Computer-Aided Dispatch, commonly abbreviated as CAD. CAD helps 911 dispatchers to ask the right questions and dispatch the appropriate resources in an emergency situation.
When you first call 911, the call is either routed through the ANI or ALI system. The ANI system, or Automated Number Index, is used if you're utilizing a landline phone. Every landline has a physical address assigned to it, so ANI simply pulls that information and provides it to the 911 dispatcher. ALI is the Automatic Location Index, which is a bit more complicated. It takes the basic data from the mobile carrier to determine your location to within a 5 to 1,000 meter radius provided within 1 minute. This information is all provided from the cell phone tower and can be highly unreliable. While there is a new system to provide richer data to 911 dispatchers called Next Generation 911, it has had very low adoption so far across the country. When a 911 call is received, the dispatcher first collects the location of the caller and then determines what the emergency is, if any. To streamline this process, 911 dispatchers use a system called Computer-Aided Dispatch, or CAD. The dispatcher simply opens a New Incident form, which has key information listed for the dispatcher to collect and input into the system. The CAD program can also store warnings about a location to relay to first responders. An example of this could be hazardous materials which may be on site, or a person who resides at the residence who may have a warrant. In a medical emergency, a 911 dispatcher might utilize an emergency medical dispatch software, or EMD, which is a module within the CAD. EMD is a software which provides structured questions to determine if the call is a life-threatening emergency or a routine medical complaint. This also determines which units will get sent on the call. Before they arrive, however, the software will provide clear and concise first aid instructions the dispatcher can give the caller. After all the information is collected, the CAD software will determine the appropriate resources to dispatch to the incident. This is done through software-defined rules and policies. By having the CAD software interpret the data, it provides for a consistent response and reduces the possibility of a poor outcome. Now the call is in the hands of the first responders, but the dispatcher's job is not yet over. They will still need to track the status of the units, relay information, and obtain additional other resources if needed. Ideally, this whole process to send the first unit out the door will only take 90 seconds maximum from the time the call was received. This cannot be accomplished without the CAD software.
911, but the system can break down more than you think, and when it does, people can die as a result.
Chanel Anderson was delivering newspapers in the dark in suburban Atlanta when she careened into this pond. She knew right where she was.
The fairway and Batesville. Batesville and what? The fairway is the street, ma'am. Fairway, I don't have that.
But 911 dispatchers can't find her on their map. It took first responders nearly 20 minutes to get to her.
She died because a system we expect to save our lives failed her. And 911 losing valuable time simply because dispatchers have trouble determining your location is not unusual.
So wait, are you saying that 911 doesn't always know where you are?
Yeah, in most cases that's right. Most 911 agencies have an upgrade for the next gen 911. Among other aspects, it includes the ability to text 911 dispatchers. The most important thing is that it pulls GPS data to get a more accurate location of the cell phone when calling 911. This is much more reliable than simply relying on your mobile carrier to provide this information. So far, less than 100 of the nearly 6,000 dispatch agencies in the country have adopted this style.
Why is that? Can't they all just update their systems?
Well, the issue with CAD is that it's highly proprietary, which is what allows the companies to lock dispatch centers into their product. Should a 911 agency wish to purchase a new CAD, they need to upgrade their entire physical infrastructure. which is costly in itself. Furthermore, they would need to hire programmers to manage it, and other issues of the data already in the system will need to be preserved, as the data can be relevant in court cases and other previous matters. Given the headache, time, and cost associated with this, many agencies choose to just put off upgrades indefinitely.
So wait, is 911 safe? How hurt will they be able to find me?
Well, they may not know exactly where you are, but in 80% of 911 calls, they know where you are within a minute. Instead of relying on Google Maps, though, you should try to be aware of your location, such as the street you're on and what direction you're going. Even though your phone can do this for you, it's a good life skill to have in general. It can help in an unfortunate situation where you may have to call them.